That's one thing I dislike about this. You feel me? I was sitting here talking for a whole 4 minutes, not realizing this shit was not recording, bro. That's crazy. But I'm just gonna summarize everything that I was trying to say in those 5 minutes of me talking, really quickly. You feel me? Basically, someone commented on one of my videos calling me a Tyrone. I'm not no Chad or Tyrone. That's a red pill talking points, but we're not gonna get into that. You feel me? Everyone got their insecurities. You feel me? If you feel like you ugly, trust me, there's someone uglier than you out there, probably. But you feel me? You could also be limited to your demographic. You feel me? So in wherever you live, everyone around you might just be hella attractive, and you might be just predetermined. Like you might be basing your image off of all of these people's perspectives of you. You feel me? Whereas if you move somewhere else, there's a decent possibility that you might not actually be unattractive. You might just be regular. And then you move somewhere else and you find out that you're actually not that bad. You feel me? That's just my viewpoint on it. You feel me? Don't take my words for facts. You might go somewhere else and they think you ugly too. You feel me? But that's just what it is. You feel me? I'm not attractive in any way, shape, or form. I don't. At least I don't think I am personally. I just think maybe I got nice teeth sometimes, but that's about it. Other than that, I have a big ass forehead. My hair is never. You feel me? I need a haircut. I haven't had a haircut in like 2 weeks. I don't want to go back to a barber because I feel like they pushing my hairline back, and I already got a big ass forehead. You feel me? And so you feel me? Everyone got their insecurities and they shit they worry about. You feel me? You might think you ugly, but bro, just do what you gotta do and move around. If you really think everyone in your area think you ugly, move somewhere else. You feel me? Yo, you gonna figure it out. Someone's gonna find you attractive, and if they don't find you attractive, they gonna find your personality attractive as long as you work on that shit and you're not a weirdo. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. Uh, this video is titled "Truth About Male Friendship." I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is just the first thing that popped up, and I wanted to record a video real quick. Um, no, I'm gonna go on a tangent because I got ADHD or something. But I feel like YouTube videos are really like for a lot of men, it's basically like therapy. You feel me? I need to get a therapist, by the way. That's something that I'm working on because my girl want me to get in touch with my emotional side, whatever whatever that means. You feel me? I really don't be showing a lot of emotions, and if I have a story time to express like how bad it is, I would say I would go back to elementary school. When I was in elementary school, it was playing a game where like you sat in the middle and they like formed a circle around you and they had to like make you laugh or make you whatever. And bro, I was not bro. I could have probably sat there all day and not laughed. I didn't think anyone there was funny, and yeah, like I basically faked the laugh. You feel me? So a lot of times growing up, there's points where people say I had no emotions, or they thought I had no emotions, and I even thought that was true. But that's it's not true. I do have emotions. I'm just my emotions are very like stifled. You feel me? They're not. I'm not as quick to jump, and my emotions don't just bubble up quickly. It takes a while for my shit to build up. Um, Unless you really do some crazy fuck shit, then that's the only way my shit could shoot through the roof fast. But other than that, um, I'm a thinker. You feel me? I sit back and think about stuff for a long time, and then I make my decision. You feel me? But I'm kind of chatting now. Uh, let's get into the video. I did say I was gonna do a giveaway too at one point, but that's gonna come when it comes, cause I there's something I'm working on. I can't talk too much about it, but it's draining me dry. If I wasn't doing that, I would have easily had the money to get the camera, do a whole bunch of. But it's, bro, I'm dead shelling out like three racks every month on some shit that shouldn't even be. I shouldn't even be shelling out 3 racks every month for. That's crazy. Some people don't even make 3 racks a month, bro. A majority of people don't, and I'm over here shelling it out like it's candy or something. This shit is crazy, but let's get into it.
Admit it.
I could have been in an apartment, a nice lofty apartment or something, shelling out 3 racks. Like, what am I doing, bro? But
It's not like scientists can run around, collecting little samples from guys' scrotes while they're sleeping and then put it in a test tube and analyze it for squirt molecules or something, okay? So we have to, the only thing we have to go off of is guys saying it.
That looks like a nice mic, I'm not gonna lie. Did he upgrade his shit? And then he got a sword in the background,
And
too.
if you account for that response bias, the actual number of guys who ain't porking is a lot higher than 51%. Pew Research is very reputable, by the way. So this is just a factoid. Dudes ain't getting no bitches. Let's
That's a fact, they not. Like, if you even go out slightly, you see the way niggas is stressing. They when they in the club, they press to talk to shorty, they press to try and get that number, they press to try and hit her up afterwards or go home with her, blah blah blah. You feel me? Like, doing a whole lot of shit, trying to buy her shit. You don't even know the shorty, you don't know if she got a man, you trying to buy her shit, all of this. They pressed, trust me.
set that down straight. Let's set that straight. The majority of men, right?
So if you got something right now, you should hold on to it, because it's a drought. The same way we're going through a recession right now, something is just going through a real recession in terms of play. Like, they don't got nothing. So if you got something, you probably hold on to it, unless you just got it like that. But I don't think there's probably only a select few people who do got it like that, for real, for real.
And what happens when the dating market is so messed up, when the relationships between men and women are messed up, I find this also throws a wrench into relationships between men and other men, brotherhood. And it's possible that this also applies to girls' friendships with other girls, but I can't speak from personal experience in that regard. But what I can see with my own two eyes, is that with these guys now, the instant a girl comes around in a group setting, the energy changes. It's like a whole nother thing. These guys, they're starving. That's the thing.
Cause they want that kitty cat. You know what I mean? Is Of course it's gonna change. That's just the dynamics of men and women. Honestly, people always make jokes about how some guys, they completely switch up when females come around, but for the most part, that's most men. You feel me? There's not many men who don't just um switch up even a little bit, like the posture, the what they talk, the topic. You feel me? Like, a lot of men will switch up a lot when a female comes around, because they don't want to be perceived a certain way. You feel me? So they're gonna switch the topic, and if they like her, they're gonna try and get. You feel me? They're gonna try and either they're gonna ask her questions, or the conversation is gonna be more directed to her. You feel me? And it's gonna be centered around her feelings. You feel me? And trying to get to know her, and blah blah blah, and talking about shit that might interest her. You feel me? Instead of, you know, whatever y'all was talking about before, or what y'all would have been talking about if she wasn't there.
They're destitute. And it's very hard to depend on somebody like that, because they will backstab you for the slightest crumb of coot that they're just right when they see it. Because they're starving. This is what happens when people are starving. They'll kill you. They'll trample over you for that little piece of bread.
Earn it.
That's just real, dog. And it's a damn shame to see it in person. These guys just turn into little goblins. You're just all watching it unfold. They're getting down on their knees, groveling at their feet, prostrating. They're getting down, tickling their prostate. Please like me. Please give me some attention. And these guys also, if you have a friend nowadays, he gets a girl, say goodbye, sayonara. He's peaced out. He's gone with the wind.
Yep. That happens a lot. That happens to men and women. You feel me? You get a partner, that partner becomes, you know, everything. So your friends, they see less and less and less of you because that partner is getting most, if not all of your time. And there's nothing wrong with that until like it gets to be too much or you start to dislike your partner. Because now you gonna fall back to your friends and they're gonna be like where was you at? But you feel me? It's normal. It's normal.
You're not going to see him again maybe until they break up in like 6 months or whatever. That's a little long given how long relationships last nowadays. That might be a high estimate, but give or take 6 months, they break up. He comes back with his tails between his legs, and the cycle may repeat. It's a shame. It's really a shame. You can't. These friends aren't dependable because they're starving. And I'm talking about like these are all other people. I can't be sure this is not me at all. It's like a reflex. These things happen like a reflex, you know?
This is most people, you feel me? Like it's most people. It's not like the shit he's talking about, this is most men. You feel me? You feel me? They something comes around, they like it, they gon' you feel me? They gonna act like they never seen nothing in they life, even if they smashing, they going some men who got hella play and they still gonna act like they starving. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And then people who get in relationships, same thing. You not gonna see them because you know why? Because they starving for that intimacy. They need that intimate relationship, and that friendship is not as intimate unless you make it as intimate. You feel me? So that friendship, it can get intimate like the relationship, but more than likely your partner, you gonna want your partner more than that friendship. Um, if you want your friendship more than your partner, then you probably don't like your partner that much, to be honest. Of
Once a girl comes around,
course,
it's like
everyone still wants
your
friendships, but
instincts
like
just kick in. You need that validation,
most
especially
people probably
if
choosing
you're
their
in this
partner over their
situation where
friendship.
you
Come
where
on
you
now.
don't have any abundance, where you don't have any attention, like most guys now. The male ego is so strong because definitionally speaking, if we're going by the way we define things, most men are incels, but they will never admit it. They'll be, no, I'm a sigma male. I'm just focusing on myself. And these, the same.
Because you just it's like what I was saying before. My camera is not working. I really need to buy a camera for this because this shit is not doing justice right now. But you feel me? Is the same thing as before. You gotta paint a certain picture. So you feel me? You gotta make it. You gotta embellish. You feel me? I'm not unemployed. I'm an entrepreneur. You feel me? No, I'm not an incel. I'm a sigma. I'm waiting for the right you feel me? I'm waiting for the right person to come around. Blah blah blah. Even though you ain't never got no play in your life. But you feel me? You gotta it's what people do. You fake it till you make it. And that's better than just being honest sometimes. So
way these guys are like bros over hoes. The instant a woman, and the instant a lovely woman comes around, I only want to use the word hoe and bitch for like comedic terms. I don't want to get into the pattern of just referring to women that way. But the instant a hoe rears her head, all that goes out the window. So it's you can't.
rears her
It's
head.
reflexive. It's hard to control. At least I know I'm not down bad as some of these guys, because some of these guys you see, it's like, holy cannoli, man, holy Toledo, these boys. But they are literally starving, you know.
And that's why you gotta finesse them.
The only way to really get rid of that is either if you're just like a very certain type of person, a very rare certain type of person where you just don't care, which is, I don't even know if that's a good character trait, like a sociopath or some shit. You just don't care at all. Or if you genuinely
I mean, that's a way to make it work, bro. Because if you genuinely don't care, um, then you feel me. It's you just look better than the thirsty people, um, for a while anyway, until she finds out that you really care less about her. In which case, she's gonna pack her things and leave. But you feel me? Not caring is it's a bad way, but it somewhat gets you to a certain point. At least it makes you um not look like, you feel me, you're desperate. That's one thing I can say.
do have enough female attention to where it doesn't, you're not starving like that, to where you're satiated, you're not hungry. You've had your fill, you know?
Man, this
I'm
takes
not gonna say
forever to
like
get to points,
necessarily you
bro.
can't trust guys who don't get bitches, because that's just most guys, and you still, but you
That's most guys.
innocence go.
I don't think he's not capping, especially right now. You feel me? We've seen the statistics. Although I could say the statistics could be wrong, but you know what I mean? It is based on your perspective, how you view it. But from my perspective, I really think there's a lot of, still a decent amount of people doing their thing, but there's also a lot of people who are just down bad, you feel me? And it's getting worse due to like a lot of the different stuff like TikTok and, all this extra shit.
Going on there.
And then COVID, and then, you feel me? And then, there's just not community out there for real.
And
It's hard to
we
find
had
like
something
community
we had
community.
something good, and I might have talked about this a little bit in the past, but as you grow up, as you know, we get into this point where we have all these hormones, we have all these, desires, and due to certain material conditions, we cannot fulfill them, and we become like we become like these ravenous wolves. That's gone now. That messes it up. And it's like I've kind of accepted at this point that, like, as I'm coming into adulthood, I don't know if I'll ever have that like fun, chill brotherhood back again. It seems
Um, you gotta, you really just gotta search for it. I feel like it's harder to find nowadays. Um, Based on like just off of everything I've said already. You feel me? COVID. You really gotta find that community if you don't have it. And basically one of the only ways to find community is make friends through friends. So if you have no one to talk to, then it's gonna be harder. But once you make that first friend, you can get introduced to their friend group. But at the same time, it's also iffy because you don't want to seem like you stealing someone's friends. Like, that's not the way to go about it. Some people do that, but it's like, um, you just gotta find some way to build a community, join some type of community. But if you really don't care about it, then stay by yourself. But some people do, but they sit and don't do anything about it. For everything you gotta figure it out. You feel me? You gotta do something about it, and that's my main like takeaway in everything. Like, if you feel some type of way about something, do something about it, because sitting there not doing anything is not gonna get you anywhere. So, um, other than that, I'm gonna end the video right here. I wanted to go through the whole thing, but like he's talking mad slow, and when I stop it, it seems like my time is moving fast as fuck. But me and my brother talked about that loneliness statistic briefly on the phone. My brother from Jamaica, and yeah, all I can say about that for real is that eventually, like, if it keeps going the way it's going, and it gets worse, eventually there's gonna be some type of like something's gonna have to switch up, or something's gonna break. You feel me? People are gonna snap. You feel me? And go crazy, because not everyone can sit in that deprived state and just be mentally sound. You feel me? Um, yeah, I think men are messed up now. If this keep going on, you're gonna see even more messed up shit. You feel me? And it has to also be taken every reaction has an adverse reaction. So this also has to be taken as having some type of effect on women, you feel me? Whether it's boosting their ego or making them feel some type of way, whatever. I'm not gonna get too into it, you feel me? Because I don't want to sit here and talk forever. But that's just how it works, you feel me? Every reaction has a equal and opposite, feel me? But yeah.